Howdy, howdy, hello, people. Welcome to another installment of the Peanut Gallery. Good evening.
Whoop, 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 whoop.
Oh shit, I forgot to name this thing Peanut Gallery the right number. Oh, all right, this I'll do it for later. Okay, people.
Get it live.
We'll do it later. Can't do it live.
It's 13-2.
It's 13 part 2, the Electric
Be-
Boogaloo.
Beginning of the end.
All right, people, we got the contest is over, but that doesn't mean the comics will stop rolling in. Because as long as we have a list, we will have things to review and have opinions on. But let me introduce you to our lovely guests we have here today. Starting with our bud, Sleepity. Can you introduce
Yes.
yourself?
Hi, I'm Sleep Aid, your local sleep paralysis demon, and I occasionally talk about webtoons on my YouTube channel. As for comics, I currently have a lot of works in progress that I can't wait to reveal.
All right, Sleep Aid. Gotta remember that. Sleepity sounds funnier though.
That's fine.
I'll remember, dude. I'll remember eventually. Hey, Tater, welcome to the stream. We just started. Good that we got you bright and early. We can put all these comic information and opinions down into your brain very early, down and early. And now we got also Beaver. Beaver, can you give an introduction of yourself real quick as well?
Hey, I am an indie game developer looking for work, of course, in this economy. I enjoy comics. I enjoy art. I've commissioned lots of art in the past. And one day I hope to commission more art. And I am here with a comic that I've been asked to provide for us to read.
Great. As we see, we have a bunch of awesome returning guests here today. We got our own like a non-official radio host. We got a game dev. So, as you can see, we still have a big list of comics scrolling behind us, and we're going to pick a few out to read today and have our opinions on. So, Sleepady, Sleep Aid, Sleep Aid. What comic did you pick for us today?
So I chose Hollow Mill.
And while I open it up here, can you give the audience the reasoning behind the comic that you chose?
Well, I hadn't read it before, but I'd seen it recommended a lot just on various posts talking about good contest entries, and so I figured I would give it a shot.
Oh, really? Huh, great. So it was like the name you heard the name before other places, people like vouching for it, and that gave you the idea for pick that one. What'd you say?
Yeah, that's pretty much it.
Sweet. All right. As wait, did I have two things open? I did. So this one's not going there. Just 1 second. Gotta put it back again. There we go. Yep. All right, Sleep Aid. As you know, whoever chose the comic reads the index. Let me live stream my screen for you here quick on our Discord server so you can just look over here and not have to open it yourself. There you go. So read us the synopsis and you will be our main character for this story.
Okay, so Hollow Mill. Michael, better known as MC, is your one and only bad guy, TM, certificate. What? Oh, okay, the certificate threw me off. Sent to this middle of goddamn nowhere town, to a place for problematic kids. dealing with an utterly bad Wi-Fi connection, weird classmates, and a strange feeling he's constantly being watched. He feels like the town holds secrets that someone or something doesn't want anyone to know.
Huh. No, that sounded like horror, but it also sounded a bit like comedy the way it was written.
Yeah, it's a bit of a blend, this one.
It's a bit of a goofy kind of description, even though it did say some scary things, but it said them in a goofy way.
Maybe it's meant to be scary overall, but have moments of levity in order to not have it be scary all the time.
Yeah, I guess. All right, so we will begin. Warning: the following episode contains imagery that might be disturbing to some readers. Viewer discretion is advised.
Okay, so this is not the main character speaking.
Yep,
Hey, son, how's stuff going in the new place?
we know the main character isn't a phone.
Well, maybe.
I know things got complicated. You don't have to understand it now. It's not your job. But still, I want you to know that, kid, you can do better. You should do better than your stupid old dad. You can hate me as much as you want, but I won't let you make the same mistakes as I did. You have a good heart, Michael, even if you don't want to accept it.
Beep.
Hey, son, how's stuff going in the new?
Michael, please get up.
One sec, boss.
Tap tap tappity tap 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 tap.
It's Star Wars?
I saw the sun. I saw the sun. I saw. I saw. I saw. I saw. I saw. I saw the sun eating up the sky.
So you want to know what happened in Hollow Mill?
Exactly. I love the long story.
You asked for it. It all started with me getting expelled from my school to be put in a correctional institute. Questionable behavior and whatnot. Fast forward, I was there, sitting on this piss-yellow rust bucket rolling closer to nowhere land. I never heard of Hollow Mill before. No TV or newspaper ever mentioned it. First thing I noticed was my phone working ridiculously slow. Must be a thing with the mountains, right? Must be the mountains, Michael. I repeatedly told myself, oh, chill, man. Things couldn't get any worse. They always find a way to get worse. Always. Why did we stop? People actually live here?
Hey, Fred.
What's up, Joe?
Thump.
Wow, the entire bus. She could have sat, and she immediately goes to the one dude.
Well, I mean, it makes sense, she is reading How to Socialize. So
A guidebook for dummies.
So maybe she's like,
Creep.
Great, excellent time to practice.
Imagine doing this in Finland. You'd be in trouble.
Whoa, looks surprisingly huge for a ghost town school.
Caw. 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 Caw.
Damn, man. Even the crows sound weird here. They sure do.
ring, 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 ring. Okay, your ring's better.
All right, kids. This is Michael, your new classmate. Michael, share. Is that an A or an E?
think
Share
it's
some.
share.
Yeah. Share some stuff about yourself. I mean, he's doing like his best Naruto cosplay.
Bet ya I will.
Believe it.
Believe it.
Just make it short.
Now, let's get some of the basics down. My name is Michael, but you'll call me MC. From today on, this is my table.
It's a desk nerd.
In other words, this table is mine.
He just picks it up and takes it home.
You can look at my table, but you cannot, and I repeat, cannot sit on it.
So Sarah told me, wait, girl, isn't that a shotgun?
It does have
You deserve
better.
better, hun.
It does have better Han.
I mean, on the chair. You cannot sit on the chair at my table.
Heh. How obnoxious.
Oh dear Lord.
Bruh! Yo! That was a monster! Oh, that was a burp. It was supposed to be a burp.
I see.
Burp.
But
Yo!
party burp.
That was a monster. He hasn't
Do it again.
He has riseneth. Practicing his Rasengan.
The croaking again. Sounds like it's inside the walls. Yet somehow it feels so distant. I wonder where it comes from.
Watch the crows have like an intricate megaphone operation all over the town.
Crow-based Wi-Fi.
Hollow
To
Mill.
die for.
Interesting. Story reads a lot like a creepypasta from YouTube though. I thought it's a bad thing. It just gives that vibe. You're like, so you want to
little bit,
know
yeah.
what happened in this place?
I feel like reminds me a lot of like Goosebumps.
Yeah. Does give that goosebumps energy. Oh frick! I forgot to put. No, wait, no, I did. I did do it. Never mind. It's the YouTube stream for me is a bit delayed. Let me just. All right, people. We got some more people here, and this time I will remember. We got a few people here. Remember to like the video, people. We need to get into the algorithm at some point somehow.
Hello, Muli, here I am. I'm watching you.
Hello, Muhimura. Yeah, Muhimura. We know you're here. We see you.
You're also live on Twitch as well.
Yeah, I'm also live in Twitch, so I don't think Twitch has a like button, but hey, Emmy, we see you there
Does
as
it?
well. We
Does
see
it do
you.
the thing where it lights up when you say press like?
Maybe. I don't know. I don't know how Twitter works. I mean, Twitch.
It's some weird YouTube function that they added a while ago.
All right, if you know the thing that does the like thing on the Twitch, then you do that. I don't know, but you do. So help me, help you, help me. All right, let's keep going, people. Beatbox. Ooh, smoking. And is this person just like sitting in the air? Is it like a? Because this looks like a
There's
wall.
a bench.
Oh,
There's
it's
a
a bench.
Ledge, yeah.
No, because it looks like this person's just leaning on the wall. If there's a
Yeah,
bench.
it's tall.
Oh yeah, I guess yeah, he's tall. He has the legs for it.
The first impression with my new classmates went horribly. I need to get my pride back somehow. That girl from the bus. Bingo.
If in doubt, bully.
Tug.
Fug.
Hmm.
Piano music, huh? My ma has better taste. Why would anyone listen to that garbage?
Well, because I like it.
Damn, she's good.
Plan B, Plan B, evacuate.
Hi there, Michael, right?
It's MC.
This guy totally is doing a Naruto cosplay.
MC, of course. Can I offer you a welcome drink? Don't do it, bro. She's gonna poison you.
A drink? For me?
Yeah, you looked very menacing at the introduction, and I thought, oh gosh, it's better to stay on the good side of such a baddie.
Please have mercy on us.
They think I'm cool. I can't ruin it.
Oh no.
You found me in a good mood, so why not? Mark this as your lucky day. MC out.
Uh, how do you like your tea, my precious little princess? Who said that? What the hell said?
I think it's a new character we
It's a
haven't
new
seen yet.
character.
It's a new character from the back.
They're on a tea break.
Yeah, they're always on tea break. Hey Xavier, do you have a moment?
Excuse me, Dante. My visitors are here. Melvin, you kid. What a delightful surprise. And that cat looks like he's seen better days.
It has seen better days, but it's a good cat.
He has lost a
I'll-
few lives, I'll give you that.
I'll need one welcome drink for Michael. My treat.
It's still MC.
Please accept my humble greetings, MC. Come on.
He's JoJo posing.
Oh, yeah, he is. Come on, pick your poison. And just so you know, my wares aren't cheap.
Let's see. He's got like a lot of snacks.
He's got a lot of snacks and candy. Very intricate.
These prices are ridiculous. Are you sure that's the only guy we can buy stuff from?
Well, yeah. We're kind of doomed.
Never underestimate the beauty of capitalism. Hey, if a little cash worries you, why not join the treasure hunters, huh? You seem like the type of guy who would enjoy it.
What is that?
Oh my, I spilled. So sorry. I'm not sure if I'm allowed to speak about it, this top tier confidential information. But don't think this pretty face could afford a beat up, but I'll take my chances with you. First things first, ever heard of the Manson Village?
Mansion what?
Precisely, my friend. A hidden village, once occupied by some of the wealthiest individuals in Hollow Mill, aiming to keep their identity hidden from the common man's eyes. Maybe, maybe it was a need for quiet life that built these mansions. Maybe they're secrets. Ooh.
Creepy.
It is, as long as you don't think about the unfathomable fortune left by them. No wonder it takes an especially cool guy to become a treasure hunter.
Okay, you got me. Where do I sign up?
Ask Lucas. He He's the leader of the hunters, or I can say a few nice words for you.
Deal. Say that I'm kicking ass. Or something.
Believe it.
Oh no.
Of course, of course, of course. That'll be $150.
What?
Just kidding, just kidding. You can pay later. Mm.
Well, we're almost there. Your room is on the 6th door from the left. Welcome to your new place. Not perfect, but well, it does its job.
Yeah, definitely has its own charm. The pet spider's a great touch. Never mind. Thanks for showing me around today. That doesn't mean we're buds or whatever, but I appreciate it.
Listen, how about you be this guy, Beaver?
Sure. Hey, MC, there you are, my guy. I've been looking around everywhere to find you. Xavier told me you might want to join the treasure hunters, correct? Oh, there, I think I found the voice
Gosh,
for him.
he's the gang leader. What's up, bro? What's the deal in the town, homie? Want to drink beer and slap a kid?
Man, I'm so happy you're here.
Really?
Of course, bro. Look, we already made some plans for our next treasure hunt. You'll be the perfect candidate to help us.
See, we need somebody really small with a very spiky hair to fit in this perfect crevice perfectly.
So we'll ride through the forest following this road, and then
Click.
click. Are they talking yet?
Yes.
Yes.
Oh, yeah, that was you. Do you think he'll join?
It seems like that.
See, you're capable of not messing up our plans every once in a while. Yeah, one more stuff. Lucas said you'll sit out this one. Slam.
Do they mean like one more thing?
I don't know, maybe one more stuff. Yeah, maybe one more thing. Grammatical errors, I guess. You'll sit this one out.
Yeah.
It usually is like I hear you'll sit this one out. I never heard you sit out this one. Half.
Maybe English is not their first language.
Maybe. Or maybe this is like English from like another English speaking place where this is
Damn it,
completely
damn it.
normal.
Damn it, what have I done?
Just wait for me here.
Are you sure you're going to be okay?
Sweetheart, they call me Magpie for they call me Magpie for a reason.
You're an ugly bird?
Cracking some old doors is no biggie. I'll tell the ghost you said hi. Caw! Caw! I think this is
I
still.
still wonder. Did you speak with the ghost that day?
Or did you become one? Ooh.
Why couldn't I say hi to them myself?
Because it was not your time.
It's the three-headed crow.
Caw! Caw! Caw!
Caw! I wish I was braver. I wish I was more cautious. I wish I was quicker. I wish it was me. It should have been me.
It should have
Not
been
you.
me, not him.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Come in the side. Come in the side. Come in the side.
I wish I was a baller. I wish I was taller.
I'm thinking we should probably leave it there so that the rest of the series could be read by any readers who are interested in it.
I think we should at least read one more so that the viewers that we have Can at least like get an idea of what the story would be?
I mean, I think they have a pretty good idea. It's basically like Riverdale.
Yeah, but here we show at least the initial hook of a story. And usually the initial hook, you at least have to read like three of the chapters so you can see like what's the story about and if the hook was interesting enough to continue reading later on. Because these creators are not going to stop here; they're going to continue on later. Anyway, there's like two more things. We'll read one more and then we'll put it there.
Sure. There's also less of us today, so it's not
Yeah.
as big of a deal.
But
Bonjour, MEM.
before that, let me address the chat. The chat. Let's see. MEM from Twitch says, "I honestly can't find any like button." Yeah. All right. I'll believe you. But yeah, let's yap here in hopes for making. I'll go do this. Canadian French here and here and it's here for the sit. One out. Would we both say version? All right. So okay. And is Sleepy D going to make another entry review video on his channel? Well, well,
Oh, well, I finished just about everything that people posted on the Reddit post, so I didn't really have any left. I was thinking about doing reviews for the short list, though. I don't know if I want to wait until the next set of episodes come out or if I want to do them now. I
I
haven't
mean,
decided.
you can do what I do and just make an announcement every week and just hoard a bunch of comics for you to read in the rainy day.
Yeah. The nice thing with the contest entries, though, is that they're mostly short, so it's easy to do a bunch of them in one go. But if people are just doing Canvas series, sometimes those will be like, 50 episodes or more. So,
I mean, then you got to do what I do and do the initial story of
yeah,
it.
true.
I have seen other people that do like the first 10 episodes to like at least get like for a longer series. To at
Yeah.
least get like the initial story of it. All right, no more delays. Last episode, and then we'll give our thoughts and opinions. Thoughts and or opinions. Man, these trees are massive. Where this is a very tiny car. It's one or the other. It can't be both.
The trees can be big in like very remote places, like northern Quebec.
No, I do know that trees can be big, like very big.
But yeah, the scale is maybe like a little off here.
Yeah, because then the trees get smaller, smaller trees.
Yeah, 'cause that's like normal size trees there.
Slurp, slurp, slurp.
So, how did you guys end up here?
We want money.
They want money.
I mean, in the correctional school, what did you do?
I hacked.
I hacked.
I'll say this guy then. I hacked up the police bank account and ordered 1,000 breadsticks. It was my bold statement against the consumption of driven society. They ate all the breadsticks. My mom got charged for the cost. It was dark time. I wrote a song and played it with my band, Sable the Obsidian Onyx. It was called Two Sides of the Same Bread. It goes hard.
I pushed the bus. It was back. I pushed the bus into the lake.
Why did you do that?
I got angry
At the bus?
at the lake.
You had it coming. I sold my dad's plane.
Your dad has a plane?
Well, not anymore.
And you?
I had this dude, a boyfriend. Yeah.
Astonishing.
He cheated on me, so I asked him out on a date and mixed 170 grams of laxatives into his energy drink.
Oh no. That's rough.
Once he got stuck in the toilet, I opened a small flask I brought with myself. It was filled with sleeping pills, ready to be used. I took his unconscious body into a pitch dark pit. The snakes were already waiting for him, hungry for the gore that was yet to come. They feasted on him, ate him up limb by limb. I watched as his carcass slowly turned into small chunks of meat and bones. His blood hit the red like a mix of the finest wines.
Are you serious?
Deadly serious.
Oh, okay then. No more questions.
How about you, newbie?
I robbed a bank.
I know a guy who robbed 2 banks actually.
I robbed 5 banks and an orphanage and a cat coffee.
The cat coffee? What did you do with all those cats, hun?
Fed them with the blood of my enemies.
Yeah, and then I slayed the Jabberwocky and saved all of Narnia.
What's wrong with the sky? Looks like my mom's hair.
That means we've arrived to the mansion village.
That doesn't answer my question, dude. What the hell is up with this place? Just looks off.
Gosh, I wish. Gosh, you speak a lot. We know. We only know as much as you do. Now get out of the car, my ladies. We've arrived.
But nothing beats some crisp mountain air. So, yeah.
So, we'll go to the mansion and look around for some cash, right, guys?
You go to the mansion. The rest is correct.
Wait, what? Me? Only me? Why?
Because you look the strongest and bravest of us all. Munch, munch, yes, munch, munch.
Without doubt.
But what if something tries to kill me?
Are you afraid?
No, of course not.
That's the spirit, bud. See that tunnel over there?
Yeah.
Go inside and only stop when you reach the center. At the center, there's a map carved into the floor. It'll show you the destination of each tunnel. The mansion we need you to go belongs to a so-called Winston. You find the name and walk through the connected tunnel. Easy peasy, my guy. Easy peasy. Once you arrive to the mansion's entrance, you call us.
That just
Left-
kidding. No zombies. Zombies? Wow.
Left this, my iTunes.
Does that thing actually work?
It's perfectly fine. Now go. We'll wait right here. And if you see anything weird, just call.
Anything weird?
This whole tunnel looks weird. I wouldn't go in there.
It's okay, MC. You can do this.
You have plot armor.
They just want to see if you're capable, that's all.
Caw! Caw!
Crow.
Caw. Caw.
It's just a crow. It probably got trapped in the tunnel and being mad about it. Concentrate, come on. What was that name? Johnson? No, it was Wilson. Winston. Yes, he was definitely a Winston. Poor guy.
Beep.
Hey, dude, I think I'm at the entrance. There's this huge staircase and I mean lots of vines. Looks like some sick horror movie. So, can I go back there?
Go back? No, 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 no. You still need to look around in the mansion. Don't worry, champ. We're rooting for you.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Ooh, spooky.
A quick look at the mansion. That's all it takes. You only need to prove your worth once. Then you can go back. It's part of the gang. What the?
All right, and we'll stop it
Dun
here.
dun dun.
Ta-da!
Yeah, I think I've definitely got some kind of like goosebumps or like Riverdale vibes where it's like maybe there's like a supernatural mystery thing going on that's like not particularly grounded, but everything comes together because the characters are neat and there's just like the right combination maybe of like unsettling horror, but also like a bit of humor.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I do agree. For usually horror comics, I can't really get into the horror aspect of it. Like I can't really get scared by looking at pictures, but this one they set up the vibe. They did it.
I think
They're,
that's some pretty good vibes.
so commendable
Yeah.
for that. They were able to get the creep factor. And
They
then
have this poor kid's number. They have his number and they dialed home.
Yeah,
yeah.
they also did that slasher fic thing where we introduce a large cast of characters with distinct personalities so that way you can kind of latch onto them when things start to go wrong.
Yeah, they did do that.
Maybe
No, they did do that. They did the horror movie cast. There's the pretty girl, there's the
my
jock,
get
there's the tank, the angry guy.
I mean that is that, but I think what they're going to go with is that he gets caught and arrested and they abandon him. I think cuz he ends up in some kind of facility after this. Because that was the fast forward or cold open that they
Yeah,
put him
well, I
in.
mean, they show him in a mental institution, so it kind
Yeah,
of implies that whatever happens is going to be really bad. Like nobody even believes him.
Yeah.
possibly.
Also, I think speaking of many characters introduced, I think they actually did a very good job in introducing them. They didn't give most of them names so that you wouldn't really mix them up around since the many character are mostly going to be background characters for now. So to not mix them up and overload the readers with information, they just told them what they're there for and what they did. They didn't give them like
I
a
think
name to the
clearly,
face.
I think like clearly the two most important characters out of that cast was the two girls.
No, actually, if you think about it, in this entire like story, the most important characters that were introduced was MC, of course, the two girls the one that he met in the
On the
bus,
bus.
and the one that gave him the drink,
Yeah,
the weird guy that sells candy from his coat, and then the other two, like the main jock leader guy and the girl that seems to be like the leader behind the scenes.
I mean,
Everyone,
I presumed that most of the characters for the gang, air quotes, that he's joining are probably disposable to one extent, but I think the two girls are definitely we haven't seen the last of them.
yeah.
I
But what I was gonna say is that we have read comics here before that haven't tried to introduce so many characters, but because they were like, oh, this person is this thing, and they do this thing, and it overloaded the reader a little bit with like too much information that was unnecessary for the start of the comic. But here, even though they did introduce many characters, since they didn't give them names, they just said, oh, you're here and you did this. Like you can like easily dispose the character, or this is just a background character, and it doesn't really take out of the story pacing. I think they did a very good job with that.
Yeah, they also introduce everybody in just natural conversations, and so instead of just having the very stiff introductions of "Hi, this is this person, and here's that person," like you kind of just get to see how everybody interacts with each other.
Yeah, yeah. I think that's
By
what
the
I
way,
wanted to say.
I'll just point out one thing is that he is at some sort of mental institution, yes, but he has a phone and he called the guy boss that came and got him. I'm not sure if he's there to like because he's a patient there. I think he works there and maybe he is forced to work there as part of the punishment for what's happening here. That is going to be my guess. I'm like 90%
Well,
sure that's what happens.
Oh, that could be right. Yeah, maybe it's like one of those SCP kind of things where a person becomes like like an anomaly
That
and has to
too.
like
Yeah.
work in the play in like a secret facility.
Yeah, because if there's like a supernatural horror thing that kills most of those teenagers, then maybe what happens, it's like you saw too much, but we can't really ethically kill you, so you're gonna be stuck with us until we figure out what happens. That could be also that way as well. Depends how grounded the comic is.
Yeah,
I don't know. 'Cause, I mean, he's being taken into an interrogation room. He's like wearing a blanket. It doesn't seem like he's working there.
I mean, I'll just say again, it is if that is the case, I'm not sure why they would leave him his phone and have him like a pretty okay room because
Well,
he
they
had
do
like his
they do
bed and everything.
establish in the first episode that there's bad signal in this place. So,
yeah. You know
Uh,
the
oh
like
wait,
he's
oh
playing
wait.
a voice message over and over again, but he might not have signal.
yeah, like the classic horror kind of setup where it's like, oh, now you have no signal and you're in this place in the middle of nowhere. So we can all agree that the story part of this comic was actually very well done. The hook was there. Now for the art, I want to say that the art was also amazing. I really like the stylized look of the
Yeah, it's pretty
characters.
good. I think it conveys the vibe that it wants to convey very well.
Yeah, I like the color grading of everything is like dreary and
Yeah.
gray and just desolate.
Now I will say that there was that they I think they do use one or like one 3D asset, that being the bus, but they do seem to draw over it so it meshes well with the art style.
Yeah, I would
So
guess some of the classroom building scenes also look like they might have a 3D foundation under them, but yeah, they're like drawing over it so that it
yeah,
doesn't just look like it's pasted in.
probably that as well. So people take notes. This is how you integrate 3D assets into your comic. You have to
I didn't even
make
notice.
yeah, because that's how you're supposed to do it. You're supposed to use it in a way that it meshes well with your art style and doesn't stick out. Yeah, probably
All right, what?
these tables were 3D assets that they drew over. But then again,
Yeah,
meshes well with the art style. That what you're supposed
indeed.
to do.
Let's quickly address the chat here on YouTube chat. Melantine Overlord. I suspect they named him main character and came up with Michael later to justify MC, and I love that. If so, I agree with you, Melantine Overlord. That I think that is pretty clever, or some variation of whatever that probably ends up being true.
Oh, you
Uh,
think they did that? I am 100% certain that they did that. That they did the story and then they were like, they left MC as like that Monocle's like I'll figure out a name later. And then they finished the story and they still didn't know what to name him. So it was like, um uh Michael Keaton. All right, we'll go with that.
And then there's Dead Tunes who asks, "Are you going to review my comic?" I'll link your comic Dead Tunes, and maybe we
Well,
will.
maybe. You know, we did pick
I
a
think,
few of them. If you did submit it and it's in our list, there is a chance that we picked it, or it will be the random comic in the end of it. And now
yeah,
I'll read.
There's a Reddit, right, where people are supposed to put submissions.
Yeah, I do it on Reddit. I do have do the post on my Twitter as well. I think I did Blue Sky this week as well. I'm trying Blue Sky, people.
Yeah, and to MEM on Twitch, thank you very much for praising the crow sound effects. I think I can't take all the credit. Obviously, Jade here did a very good job as being crow number 2.
Thank you kindly. We do what we can over here at Crow Inc.
Yeah, and also, Emmy, to mention, I'm actually from Montreal, so I presume that you are also from Quebec somewhere, but who knows? You could be from Gatineau or you could be Quebec City. Quebec's a big province,
Are you saying
uh,
you're Canadian?
indeed.
Oh my
And then there,
god.
oh no,
You're like so far up north and I'm so far south. We're like in polar.
yeah, Monterey. I've heard of that somewhere in the middle, right? And then Mars Merriments flows very well. Yeah, I agree. The comic I think has a pretty good pacing and flow to it.
Yeah, we do agree. So we so I think all that's left for us is to give our personal taste on it. Would you guys read this comic further or also recommend it for other people?
Yeah, I think
Yeah,
so.
yeah, absolutely. I'm a big fan of horror comics. I especially liked on Webtoons. I can't remember the name of it right now, but there was an original that had a kind of a similar vibe to this, maybe with a little bit less humor. But Stagtown, that's the one I'm thinking of. And this kind of reminds me of that, and that ended a while ago, and so I would be happy to have something fill that void. So.
Yeah, maybe this will be the comic that fills that void. And I would agree as well. This story intrigued me. I think it really set that eerie, scary vibe really well. I'm interested of how it will continue and how the MC will get locked up in a crazy facility that's with secret people that have been traumatized by supernatural things. So people, if you also like the story, go check it out on Webtoons, Hollow Mill. Give it a sub, give it a like, do all those things. And also, I will remember again to tell you guys, like the video, like the stream, people. We need to break out into the YouTube algorithm somehow. Help a brother out over here. And like the video.
There, I'm the first like.
Yeah, we did it. We got one. Only 20 more to go. All right, people. We'll continue. Let's continue on here. All right, Beaver. What comic have you brought for us today?
All right, I've linked it in our little Discord chat here. It is called Star Crossed at Frost.
Star-Crossed. Oh, it's one of the newer ones. And while I open up here with the magical doobly doo, can you tell me the reason behind your choices?
Because I like to judge a book by its cover, and it has not steered me wrong yet.
A man after my own heart, because I do the same thing. If you're not supposed to judge a book by its cover, why did they put a cover in it in the first place? Am I right, guys? All right. Beaver, as you know, whoever smelt it dealt it. So read us our synopsis, and you will be the new MC.
Indeed. As an ordinary human born into a magical family, Maple has never really had a place where she fits in. She's a tourist in the human world and an oddity in the magical one. But when she is accepted to Frost College at the magical arts, Maple has the opportunity to forge her own future if only she could summon the courage. I'm getting some
Ooh,
Harry Potter vibes here.
I'm hearing the Harry Potter music already.
Dun, dun, dun,
Boom,
dun, dun, dun,
boom,
dun.
boom. Doom be doom boom bing boom.
I don't think either of us got the tone.
I mean, one of us at least got one note right.
Close enough.
All right, someone be Maple's hand.
Maple's hand.
I mean, Maple's friend.
Maple, do you need a hand?
I'm good, thanks. This scene especially should be made by human hands. Or wait, which one's Maple? Scroll up.
Probably the girl.
Yeah.
Yeah, red hair. Yeah. Okay. Uh, The magic starts in the next room. I just want it
I
to
just want it to be perfect for you. It's your last show after all.
Maple, does this coffee shop not sell coffee?
It's a fake shop, Luca. This is just the entrance to my art exhibit.
Please stop dancing around on that ladder.
But I had my heart set on a mocha frappe. Why trick us like that?
Because let me paint the picture for you. I was in a shop like this on the day that both worlds I live in almost merged.
Oh, the broadcast?
Yeah, the broadcast. Uncle Greg is picking me up from preschool in the human world. Look, it's just like home.
Breaking,
Uncle Greg.
breaking.
Uncle Greg, too, had his heart set on a mocha frappe.
Really? You seem more like a Doppio type.
When a group of researchers revealed the biggest discovery in human history.
The double
Somehow they,
rainbow. The double rainbow.
so, somehow
Rainbow
they
Road.
somehow they had broken through the gates and uncovered it. The magical life that existed right next to our own. So, exhibition visitors will enter here through the coffee shop door, and my impressive art exhibit, Magic through Human Lens, shall begin. At 5 p.m., the human guests arrive.
Did you hear the artist is a human? Raised by wizards?
No way. How would that even work?
I know, right? And after
and
they,
af-
okay, I think this,
No, don't take my lines.
no, I think this is her.
And
Yeah.
Yeah. And after they leave at 11 p.m., the wizard guests arrive.
A human coffee shop.
Interesting.
The dean from Foss College accepted my invite. Yay!
On that note, I invited that Calvin boy. I'd like you to meet him. Just keep an open mind and say hi. Maybe some sparks will fly.
They'll enter through the coffee shop with the broadcast playing on the TV. They'll walk into the next room, re-experience the day that magic was unveiled, and remember the 3 years that followed. When 30% of the human population discovered there were latent lizards.
You know, I read that as Latinos. The 30% of which would have been funny.
A joy that was divided and brief. The wizards of Legacy felt threatened. The new wizards felt empowered. And for the humans that remained, realizing magic was out of their reach, felt forsaken. Angry and defenseless, the war that followed came as no surprise. But it was much closer call than expected. Because where magic lacked, human invention thrived.
They all had Glocks.
Countless lives were lost on all sides. But life itself continued. Although society was fractured, the world was split in two once again, and the newfound wizards had to make an impossible choice: to leave the human world behind and fight for space in the magical world as unwanted newcomers, or stay in human society, forever feared by humankind. But imagine what the world could have been had it all gone differently. The planets we could have discovered, the diseases cured. Imagine all the time people could have to appreciate what life has to offer. I know this is the world we could have if we just believed.
Bravo, bravo! What a touching display! This is just the kind of thing we could really use at Frost. Which is why I wanted to hand deliver this.
Wait, for real?
I'll admit your application caught us off guard. But Lady Fitzroy, we'd be honored to welcome you to our first ever human who student at Frost College of the Magical Arts.
Thank you so much. This seriously means the world to me.
Maple, I know you're excited. And I don't mean to dampen the celebration of your exhibit. You should be proud of yourself. But don't you think more school will get in the way of your family obligations?
Nope.
Did you even say hi to the Calvin boy?
Oops. I didn't think you would notice.
You told me you needed to finish high school, and you have. Then you swore you could focus after your art show, and it's over.
Please, I need to see what life is like for a normal wizard my age. I know my father's world well. When I'm not inside the house, I'm here in the human world.
Doing human
Yeah.
things.
I think this is the dad again.
Oh yeah, right. Go.
Oh. If you actually got serious about finding a wizard to marry, you'd learn that way. It's your role in this family.
But my mom went to Frost.
Oh, I see. I suppose you could date at college, right?
Yeah, if that's the trade, then yeah.
All I ask is that you choose a partner of great talent and lineage. Beyond that, it's your choice. And you'll keep Fritz with you at all times.
Yes.
And you'll call me immediately if you run into any trouble.
Yes.
And you can always come home for any reason.
So does that mean I get to go?
You do.
Yeah, thank you. Bye, Uncle. Bye, Luca. Bye, Ari. I love you. Well, Fritz, it's just you and me now. How many times have I said goodbye as I've been dropped off? But something about this feels final.
Take care, Maple. We'll miss you.
I wonder what was your first day like. Did Uncle Greg help you move in too? Or your mom and dad? Were you nervous too? What was the first thing you did? Ding! Oh, it's from my roommate, Francisco Burns. Meet me at the Capitol at 1? Question mark. My very first roommate. Oh, it's someone else. Some dude.
Oh.
Oh, yikes. I'm so sorry. That was totally my fault. I wasn't paying attention. Here, let me
Controlium.
help you? Question mark.
Are you a newcomer too?
Newcomer.
I'm guessing so, since you didn't use magic just now. I think this is her again.
That's the nickname for the new wizards that moved here from the human world after the war.
I'm still getting used to this whole magic thing myself, though it's been so many years.
I knew I was going to run into this. She can't use magic, not at all. What? But why do I feel so embarrassed? Yeah, magic is really cool. Really cool. What kind of response is that?
Um, okay. I'm Sammy.
I must go meet my roommate.
See you later?
Dashes. Oof. Oh well. I guess some things stay the same no matter where you are.
1:30, 2:30, 3:30, 4:30, 5:30.
I think she's like at the coffee shop for like 5 hours.
Yeah.
Am I seriously getting ghosted by my own roommate? Oh well, I hope she's okay at least, huh? Yikes, that's not good. I'll have to give this to teacher at opening ceremony tonight.
Did you
So,
know?
See, years freshman's class has newcomers. As I think it has more newcomers than ever. 50%. When does it stop? What more do we have to give them? Don't let them take over our school. They're taking our jobs. Let them know that they are not welcome and not wanted. Remember, true magic is born of. I
legacy.
was gonna say I was gonna say Latinos again.
Espanol. Oh, it's Sammy.
Ew, did you read this?
Yeah, let's go to the dorm.
Maybe today doesn't have to be a total loss. I can make one new friend. Get over yourself, Maple. Now is the time to be bold. I'll go. I'll ask him to go to the opening ceremony with ... a magic circle.
This is how they light the streets at night. How cool! This is you again?
There might a jack. Are you sure? I thought she doesn't already know magic, but anyways, a jackrabbit circle with a summoning circle. No, that's definitely him.
A jackrabbit symbol with a summoning circle. A summoning sigil? And end cap? Strange.
Huh? Because I think he's like clicking his tongue in disappointment, or this person. Oh no, that's the sound chalk. It's Sasuke.
The sun!
Wait,
this
that's
what
summoning sigil.
this was her thinking. That was her thinking again.
I've seen it before.
Don't do this in my office.
Ta-da!
Magic is really cool. Sammy, get away from there.
Oh, it's that girl.
No, Fritz, wait. Manual override. You have to help.
Boom.
Dang.
Well, that ended with a bang. Eh?
Whoa.
It will be actually really interesting to me if she's like Midoriya from My Hero Academia, where she doesn't have powers, but she actually really understands it
No,
to
from
a
what
really scientific level.
Yeah, from what I understood, she doesn't know how to do magic yet, but she like has the potential to do it. She doesn't know how to do
Yeah.
it yet. That's
So I
what
thought it was I thought it was the boy who was looking at and talking about the circle, and presumably I thought that she maybe didn't know, but I guess
No,
we'll see.
I think she has magic because they flashed back to them playing magic stuff in her uncle's office. So
Yeah.
I think
so
think
the
that was
implication was
Double
that she
Girl.
was one of the 30%, and so
No, I think that wasn't her doing it. That was the other friend kid of hers.
Yeah,
But she has the
because
potential, but she hasn't studied yet. She just has the magic touch.
let me just reread the summary here very quickly. As a girl, she's an ordinary human born into a magical family. I believe that really strongly implies that she does not have magic. But I guess we'll see.
Yeah, I guess we'll see. Yeah. Well, let's read the
But,
chat here real quick. Excited to see if my
yeah,
comic gets looked at. Maybe. No, Depends, which ones we chose for today. Got Algo, I prefer when comics naturally reveal this information and not just lore dump it. I will have thoughts about it to discuss at the end of this, but I do agree with that. That's just me though. Whoever whoever voice sounds like butter, your voice sounds like butter. Well, one of us has a buttery voice, so you know now.
I think that's probably Sleep Aid.
It's probably Sleep Aid. He's the one with the.
Usually use olive oil.
Yeah, I think as an info dump goes, I think that one is probably pretty done naturally because it's in the context of her like explaining her art exhibit.
Yeah, but
And he almost
they not only did a lore dump, they did also a time skip. Because the lore dump starts with her opening her exhibit, and then in the middle of the exhibit, people come in the lore dump, and in
which
the
is
end of the
pretty efficient.
I mean, it is a pretty efficient thing to do, but I think it can be a little confusing. But not no, not the right time to say this. We'll continue reading it, and we'll see what it
Sure.
does.
I think this is some dude.
Sealed off the street. They may still be able to trace the caster.
I froze. I completely froze.
Come on,
Come
kid.
on, kid. You'll be okay.
If I had just moved, I could have stopped this.
Off to an exciting start, aren't we, little Frizzroy?
Oh, Dean Hall, you don't have your hat.
It's formal wear.
I gave campus security my statement already, but I wanted to show you this.
Oh, and also, oh yeah, this is her still.
Yeah. Oh, and also there was this guy crawling around by that dumpster. I think he drew a magic circle, but whatever it is all smudged now.
Hmm. And what did he look like?
Oh, I can show you. Here, sir. That's pretty good, actually.
Yeah, that is pretty good. Was the second part really necessary? Socks with sandals, yuck. Rest assured, we'll investigate this fully. Thank you for your help. But it's getting late. Don't you have somewhere to be?
I barely helped at all.
Sleep Aid, how about you to be this person?
Sure. Rumi, hey, over here. We're in a VIP box.
Oh, that must be Francesca. Did she forget she ghosted me? Nervous Lave. Does this mean we're cool now?
You look really nervous. You good?
Like, are we good? I've never heard from you. I was waiting at the Capitol at 1.
What are you... Oh. My God. I completely forgot to hit send.
That's all good.
God, I thought my parents would never leave. I'm ready for some real fun. Come on, you're gonna love this.
Lady Burns, what an absolute honor. Any bubbly for the show, ladies?
Yes, please.
Welcome, one and all. We are thrilled to have you here at Frost College of the Magical Arts. It's snowing. It's flavored.
It's flavored.
It's cold as hell in here. As for the first day draws near, the first of 4 amazing years, we want to gather you all together. You may be excited or nervous tonight, but at Frost, you needn't face these feelings alone. We will be here for you to guide you on your path. I am your president, Lala Holland. And I am your dean, Theodore Guy. Name pending. We are we all should be especially proud to be making history, boasting the largest freshman class of newcomers yet to be seen across the land. What discoveries will you make together? What will you invent? We cannot wait to see you. Shine.
Feels really intense in here. A lot of angry voices down there. Wait. It's hard to see in this light, but is he here?
And what a better place to shine than the Feast of Mages.
Nice.
So excited. Wow. I can't wait.
Poor Sammy. He's missing all this.
I'm Batman.
Cheers. Now I'll make up for ghosting you. What a great opening ceremony, right? I want a dragon entrance like that. I know, I'll put it on my wedding inspo board.
I thought it was a little scary.
Really? I think dragons are pretty cute.
My bad. That's not what I meant. I meant the part where some students got mad about the newcomers, and will they be mad when they find out I'm
My god, I completely forgot. My mom told me you're a human.
Does that bother you? Anticipated things maybe being awkward, but nothing hostile or violent.
No, not at all. You're the Fitzroy heiress. Who cares?
Sorry, what?
I mean, once everyone knows who you are, they won't care if you're a wizard or a fish. You're lucky. You have no siblings or cousins to compete with for your inheritance. I'll have to beat up my brothers someday.
Francesca Burns. Uncle Greg was glad to hear she was my roommate. I know she's part of a founding family too, but
Come on, Maple. You can't be that naive. Do you really think they'd let a human into the best magic school in the world? Or any magic school? If they weren't a member of one of the most ancient magic families?
I got in because my immersive art exhibit. Magic through the human lens.
Ha! And I got in for my poetry book. Whisper Thistle Go. Don't sell yourself short. Oh,
Don't sell yourself short. I'm sure your poems are awesome.
hey, don't get me wrong. I love to write, but I'll put it in human terms for you. You and I are here because we're Nepo babies, and I am at total peace with that.
What what she's saying makes sense, but I really thought they liked it.
Bravo.
Was that just because Uncle Greg was there? If that's the case, then I shouldn't be here. But I've always wanted to come to Frost. Uncle Greg talks about mom sometimes. Not often, but I know that she met my dad during her time here. Though no one knows how or why, he was a human too. Somehow they fell in love. She was the first one to break the taboo and show human magic. I wonder what inspired her to do something so brave. So it had to be here. It had to be Frost. I want to be here. Don't know who's talking. A notebook from Mr. Smith. He does love the garden. Miss Nolan loves night sky, so stars for her. here as a teacher.
Yeah. And Mr. Briscoe loves knock knock. Oh, who was this guy again? I think it was me. Yeah.
It
Yeah.
was you.
Yo, can I come in? Nikki, Nikki. What an unexpected surprise. And a very loud one. But please come in. In light of certain events, I've decided our freshman class requires an additional assignment. Really? We've had newcomers before. They fare just fine. Oh, Chloe, don't worry. It'll be fun. Here, I've outlined it all for you. And you'll need these. Dickie, are you serious? This isn't fair at all. Fair or not, it's policy now. Besides, any true wizard will embrace the challenge. Have a great first day, Chloe. See ya.
And with that, I think with only one more chapter remaining, I think that would be a good place to stop it so that readers can read the last chapter themselves.
Yeah, I think that's fair. I think from these two we were able to glimpse of what the story's about. There's not gonna be like some weird a curveball being thrown in the third one.
Oh yeah, this is cool. There's like a kind of mystery here. There is plots within plots and shenanigans.
Yeah. So anyway, let's discuss the story and then the art. So start with the story. What do you guys think of the presented story so far?
I kind of feel like they laid too many cards on the table. Honestly, it's one of those things where when you just have a story like this with so much exposition at the beginning, you don't leave as much mystery. So, like, episode one, obviously there was all the backstory, which I felt went on for a little bit too long. Uh, Probably could have trimmed a lot of that and just kind of explained it later. And then episode two, she talks about the backstory of her parents, how her dad was also not a wizard, and her mom was the one that like kind of broke the taboo and whatnot. That's the type of thing that would potentially set up interesting encounters later in the narrative that would serve as better opportunities to tell the readers about it instead of just, I don't know, constantly explaining backstory.
You know, I'd have to agree with you. I think they did a bit too much exposition exposition in these two chapters. Like the whole thing about her mom and dad meeting up in the magic school. They did cover it like in the previous chapter. They didn't mention it, so I think it was an unnecessary detail to get into. They could have done something else like further into the plot of the person that keeps the arsonist in the school that's like blowing up people. Maybe like show more of like the discrimination that the magic humans have in this magic school. Or maybe something. I think there was just too much unnecessary exposition, and that's like the main thing that I hate about lordoms, because like most of the explanation that they showed here was completely unnecessary. Like why did you like maybe for you for this story you would have to have said that maybe that the human world started having magic, and now some people have to go to the magic place. You didn't really need to know that there was a war, that there were people that got separated. Some people had to make a choice. Are they gonna stay on Earth, or are they gonna go to the other place? And like, what if? What could it be?
I think
Yeah.
at the very least, they did try to do something a bit different with how they do the expedition because it was done through the narrative device of her explaining her art exhibit. I do think that was kind of clever. Maybe it could have been edited down and maybe like parts of it like established later on, but also if they're like, writing this month to month, maybe they don't necessarily have a very strong idea of when and where it would be appropriate to write it like elsewhere. It's not like you can have a bird's eye view of your entire narrative because not everyone writes the main key points ahead of time, right? Sometimes they're writing it like week to week. So it's like, well, it's got to be now because I'm not quite sure when it's gonna come up later.
Yeah, I just feel like usually with this type of like world building where you have alternate worlds and a magic school and whatnot, you really just want to get like you only need the important stuff. So like Jade said, there's two worlds. The wizards were discovered recently, and then uh, basically we're starting from there. The way that these worlds are clashing and slowly getting used to each other. But like once you lay out those basics, you can explore the details of it over the course of the story, which can kind of help uh, fill out other like weaker plot lines and just give you something to fall back on. Like, but if you just dump it all at once, then it almost becomes harder to understand because it's just so much information all in one go, and then you start to forget it after a while, and it's just
Yeah, and also
I don't
I
know. It's
Beaver.
think
usually better to have
Beaver.
like an inciting incident.
I was gonna say the big thing about it, if this information doesn't show up anywhere else in the comic, guess what? It's because this information wasn't important and relevant to anything. So sometimes less is more. Like sometimes you don't need like to say stuff because oh this is like very important and I need to enter get into detail because sometimes it's not important. Sometimes it's not.
well, as I say, it might not be obvious to the writer if that is the case, especially if this is like episodic and if that's how they write. But I think Melantine Overlord on YouTube here has probably the right idea. Is that this is probably part of like kind of like their pilot episode, like the initial chapters, where they just want to have this information out there in order to like establish as much of the foundation of the setting at the beginning, and then it is probably more
Yeah.
smooth sailing after that.
And some of that is again important to establish because we've got like two worlds colliding effectively, and there's magic and there's wizards and humans and whatnot. Like some of that does need to be explained. It's just you don't have to go all the way into detail on it. You just kind of hit the important beats, and then you can elaborate on it later.
Yeah, and of course, I think it's just I think it should be said, of course, is that it's a lot easier to say than to do, and I think only yeah.
No, Emily did say on Twitch, I'm not gonna lie, I'm having a hard time getting into this school magic kind of concept. It's my personal take, but I don't know why I'm not hooked. Well, I'll explain to you why you're not hooked. It's because the story kind of thinned itself out with its plot hooks. So there wasn't like one center story in it. It kind of got diluted with the expo dumps.
Yeah, the pacing feels kind of like weirdly fast because it's like first expedition, then she's at the school, then she was waiting for a roommate, and then she's in an alley and she sees like a terrorism happen.
And then
That all happens in very fast succession.
yeah, and then she's talking about why her mom met her dad in school, which has nothing to do with like anything else that's going on around her. So all those like different plot hooks kind of diluted the actual interest of the story. So I think that's why you weren't as hooked to the story.
Yeah, because it's kind of jumping around a lot, so you're not really getting like one firm through line to like latch onto. Whereas with a series like this, with it again has so much that it needs to introduce, it's usually better to start small and kind of like slowly build that stuff up so that people have
Yeah.
time to get used to it all. Like,
Yeah, I'll say that like I'm definitely interested to see like where it goes, but it also partly have like TV tropes brain of like, is she like this kind of character or is she like this kind of character? I'm projecting a little.
All right, now art style. Now let's talk about the art. What do you
I
guys
like
think
that.
of the art? Starting with you sleep aid.
I thought it was fine. I think it did a pretty good job of portraying everything that it was trying to. I think it looks good.
I have to agree. I think the stylized version of this art really like portrayed to like the feel that that the author wanted for it. Also, really enjoyed that it all the backgrounds, at least for me,
Oh,
didn't seem to have used any 3D assets. They were
oh,
they did take
I
care
like
with.
her. I like her design. I like the red eyes and white hair.
Oh yeah, that is something I was gonna mention. I thought that her uncle was like a vampire or something.
Oh, and here's I what I find funny. It's bit like I mentioned My Hero Academia at the beginning. He kind of looks like the eraser. Is it Eraserhead, the teacher?
Yeah, that's his hero name. I don't know what his name is either. I don't remember.
Yeah,
He
I
did
thought that was
kind of
kind of
look like
funny.
that guy. Did have that deadpan face.
Uh, and expressions are also pretty good as well.
Yep. So art wise, this entire story is a banger. They did a really good job.
I like the. She also like the fashion changes as well. She like dresses differently in different
Oh
scenes
yeah, she
as
does
like
do
the,
that. Yeah, because I remember like
which is
in
also
the expo dump that they she was like changing clothes, which kind of confused me a little bit. They're like, "What's going on?" Oh, it's time that's passing. Because she's
yeah,
explaining this to a bunch of people.
which is pretty good. I think that's a good way of indicating passively the passage of time.
Yeah, I can agree with that.
Because like when they have like the text with the time in like the background there, it's like that kind of be hard in a still image to convey. Like I could guess what they were doing, but the clothes is a pretty good way of doing that.
Yeah, I can agree with that.
I I definitely want to like would want to give this like more time to percolate and see where it goes because it could be good, but it's also like a bit early to tell because there are some pacing issues I agree with.
Yeah, I can agree with that. There is some pacing issues in the beginning, and it's mostly because of the info dump, the the whole telling the whole story with all the intricate details. I think if they took out the info dump or try to condense it as most as possible in the beginning, the story could have like been paced better. But at the very least, you can follow what the story's going on right now, even if
Yeah,
the hook
even
for
if it's
the
a little
story
fast.
is not there yet.
Another thing too, like like obviously, it's good to have high standards, but also it's like when it comes to webtoons, I imagine there's going to be a lot of things that aren't done necessarily the most elegant way, and I think that's just something that I just kind of expect. So I don't necessarily hold it too much against them, especially if it might not be like if it is like one of their first attempts at a like serialized what's the word piece of media.
Yeah, yeah.
Then you
All right.
you can't get better without trying, and at least and people are at least trying.
Yeah, that is true. You should commend them for at least attempting it. Alrighty then. All right, let me address chat here real quick. Let's start with the Twitch people. Not a fan of stories. Mars, Mars, Mer, Mars Merriments. Hello there. Not a fan of the stories that let the audience that lead the audience to figure out the. I'm a fan of stories that let the audience figure out the rules of lore through action stories rather than dumping the info at the start. Very true. We agree with you. But I also understand the use of exposition the same, but I'm not a fan. MEF, MEM, say Mars, it was a huge point for us in our comic not to force feed the info dumps to the readers. As a reader myself, I don't want to be taken for an idiot. I want to figure it out myself. All right, I'm also gonna say one thing. I think that info dumps are very like apparent in webcomics because info dumps are actually a very good way to do exposition in video games. But the difference of it is because video games or movies is a visual media, so you don't have to stop and read everything. You can just stand there and see it.
Jade,
Yeah?
Jade,
What?
you've played Genshin. I think you know that's not true.
No, but I think it's no. I do. I have played Genshin before. I have stopped playing it for like a while because it started getting off. But the thing
That
about video games, I'm saying like think about like a. Let me show you another one that has like a good like exposition dump in the beginning. Think of Dark Souls. That's just
yeah,
like a 2 minute movie in the beginning of it that just says like the everything like very cryptically, but you're able to digest it better because you're not reading everything. You're just like there like experiencing the visual effects and hearing people talk about it.
there are some times where it is appropriate to have like your Lord of the Rings intro of like Galadriel talking about the One Ring and how things like shook down, and that is like the context for everything that happens. If that is probably not appropriate for every webtoon or if for every piece of media, even fantasy media, sometimes just hopefully people know when to make that decision.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
And something I've seen a lot of originals even as well do is like they'll have 2 or 3 episodes that are just the inciting incident, something interesting and fast paced happening. And then they'll do like a really big info dump that explains kind of the background. But by that point, you're already invested. And so you kind of want to know about it. And it like, it gives you something to like bite into before they start just pouring all the lore on your head.
yeah, yeah. That is true. Like
So like
To
even
usually,
just the
change
position of the info dump can make a big impact on how well it's received.
yeah, an info dump like in the middle of a story that you're already invested in and you want the answers to the thing is different than an info dump in the beginning of the story that you're still trying to debate if this story is going to be interesting or not.
kind of like how in maybe not in Chainsaw Man, but you get to have the idea where it's like there's something where it's like, oh, normal person gets caught up in supernatural events or something and gets recruited in, and things are explained to him in like episode 2 or 3 after like the very exciting intro episode.
Yeah, exactly.
Yep, that's exactly what we're talking about. All right, now before we go into our recommendations, let me just address the YouTube side of the chat here. Oh, Drago, hello there. Welcome to the streams. And then there's also Kaylin. This is I'm seeing people sending their comic in or wanting to critique through. So I think the feedback has been fair. Yep, we try to be fair here. And Gaiman laughing at my gambling addiction. Yeah, Genshin Impact I have stopped playing for like a few patches right now because the thing's just so boring, people. Like, I try to
I
get
play.
no, but it has gotten kind of stale for me. I think like the last time I logged in was like a few weeks ago, and it was just like to see if things are interesting again. But alas, not yet. But okay, and let's see, reading a novel is more action than Genshin, bro. Yeah, that is true. Reading a novel, you see more action in any novel than having to sit through those cutscenes. My God, there's no skip button. Why is there no skip button? It's been 5 years. All right, I think that's my tirade is over. Now, recommendations. Would you be interested in continue reading this comic, or recommend this comic to fellow readers?
I think, as I said, I would definitely am interested to see like where it goes, but I probably wouldn't necessarily recommend it until I knew it's like, okay, now that it's gotten to this part, it is actually pretty good.
Yeah, I would also agree. I think I would need to read the 3rd episode and kind of get an idea of like what type of story it actually is, because we do a lot of setup of like the setting here with the magic and the world and the school and all of that. But is it a romance story? Is it like going to be an action story? Is it political? Like what? We don't really know from the first 2 episodes what type of story it actually is, and so it's kind of hard to say if I would recommend it based off of what we did read. Um, but I like it so far. If I would, I would read more of this.
I would
The
say
art is
that
cute.
yeah, the art is cute, but I would continue reading just to see what the story is about. But I'm not sold on it yet to recommend it to other people.
Yeah, that's kind of what I meant. I would read more just to see, like, kind of
To give it a fair
what it's
shake.
getting at. Yeah.
All right, people. So that was what was the name of that one again? Star-Crossed at Frost. Very, if you liked what you saw, go give the creator a sub and some likes because those always help inspire people to continue their stories. And remember to comment. Comments do help people.
And don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to this podcast so that there could be more episodes.
Yes, people, like, comment, and subscribe. We
And
need to
don't
break
forget
it. We need to break into the algorithm somehow.
And don't forget, I think there is a Reddit thread you said for recommendations. Make sure that if you wanted to get something read, that to post it there.
No, Reddit or my Instagram or my Twitter account because the thing goes lives in all those places. In any of those places, if you want your story to be added to our list, just put it there.
Indeed, and if you disagreed with any of our takes, be sure to
Like, comment, and
post how wrong
subscribe.
we are. Yeah, comment, disagree, or agree, but definitely disagree.
Yeah. All right. So now it has come to my time. I have the I have to be the choosing boy. And the comic that I picked for us today is one called Shared Spaces. And I'll tell you why I picked it. The reason why I picked it was because I think like the just like Beaver, I did the thing where I judged a book by its cover and I saw like a really cool cover art and I was like, what is this about? And because we have read it, it is in the sci-fi section, and we haven't picked a sci-fi comic in a while. At least like the true sci-fi. So I was like, let's read some sci-fi this time. So here it is by comic by podcast rules. Whoever smelt it dealt it, and since I smelt it, I must dealt it. So I will read us our intro. Harley and Riz do not get along. Majorly, which would have been fine were they not sh- were they not sh- were they not sharing a flat, which it would be which would also have been fine, although less so if they had a choice, which would still be kind of alright, they'd guess, if they weren't trying to build their lives around during and in the middle of a war that no world had ever seen. No, the way this is written, it's less like a slice of life, more like a comedy,
Yeah, it's like a sitcom.
like a
It's like
sitcom. I could hear laughing soundtrack in the background.
Also, I think it's definitely Reese, not Riz.
Reese,
No, it's one of
I
you're
want
those.
to believe his
grounded.
name isn't Riz.
Maybe it was Riz.
It could be.
All right, pilot. We're all out of tea. Notice, yes. All right, content warning. All the kids have to go to bed. Now we're reading big boy comics.
Yep, go away, kids.
Go away, kids. It's not your place. And here we go.
Oh,
Spade,
right.
spades in
Sweep aid.
space.
Sweep aid. You got to say that line there, that last line in the morning. You have the voice
Reader
for it.
discretion is advised.
Yes.
Yeah. He said the line.
Oh, is there like a D&D campaign? You just grow up there for a second. Dedicated to the original Geronimo, Cam, aka Camran, Chris, Gosha, Bota, Glint. Thank you for the beginning.
Maybe it was a D&D campaign.
Maybe this is like an expand situation where it was based originally on like a D&D campaign.
Or maybe, Pathfinder. Because, I hear that people like doing that too.
Yes, but by D&D, I mean tabletop RPG of choice.
All right, talking. See, incoming call. Hey, open channel. Kennedy. Who's saying this?
Hey,
I think this is. I think this is this guy. Anyway, this is not the time. The police are here, and there may be a ship in orbit. And Quarry says you're bleeding them dry.
hey, say I accept whatever they're offering. This is a bit of an emergency. We're all out of tea.
Emergency. T. Kennedy, there are police outside Chirari's place. Where I am, and your emergency is tea.
Yeah,
You don't even like tea.
you don't know that.
I have known you for years, Kennedy.
Well, not well enough to judge whether I like tea.
And I have been living in you for a while now.
But I'm sick and need hot tea.
Kennedy, I'm a medic.
Ugh, fun.
So, about the police situation. Wait, Kennedy? Are you sure this is not a comedy?
What was the category? Was
No,
it like what?
it was science fiction, sci-fi slice of life.
Okay.
Wait, who's gonna be the other person? Who's gonna be
I guess it's
Kennedy?
me. Rise.
Oh, for the sake of what even is the time?
Doesn't matter now. What the hell is this?
Er, on sodium glutamate.
MSG. Oh, so that's why. Rise. Why the fuck is there MSG in my fucking sugar pot?
Well, how was I supposed to know it was sugar? I can't taste sweetness anyway.
Why the hell did you refill it then?
I thought it was MSG.
Fuck, look, you speak English fine, right?
Evidently so.
So you could have come up to me and said, hey, Harley,
I did not call you that.
hey, Harley. So there's this vaguely jar looking thingy on the kitchen table.
And is that voice supposed to be an impersonation of me?
And I don't know what's in it. And because we're different species, you and I, right?
Yes. The Ritzy and one rabbit goat. One Ritzy and one rabbit goat.
Oh, shut the fuck up, Lou. Because we're different species and we're from different cultures, I can't be sure what's in it. So Harley, what's in the pot?
And you would as always.
Yeah, and I'd be rather displeased, to put it mildly.
Cranky bastard. And how long in advance am I supposed to know everything? 3 months? 3 years? Put food in skull. Repeat. Yes, it's in the freezer. Of course, it's in the freezer. Where the hell else would it be? It was a gun. So here's,
So here,
I think
I
that's
think
you.
So here's how you could have avoided pissing me off either way. This trick is extremely simple. Observe. Food.
Sugar.
Sugar.
Inner monologue, untranslated yet reconciling obscene.
Unrecognizably.
Yeah.
Any questions?
Yes, actually. Where did you get this thing? And why is there a broken seal on it?
No questions then?
Oh, come on!
I thought it would have been like a gochujang pot, like his chili paste.
And I
But
have
it
to.
turned out it was MSG. I was not too far off.
What was MSG supposed to be anyway?
M- you don't know what MSG is? MSG is seaweed crystals.
Oh, that's what that is. I
Yeah, you
never,
put it.
I never heard the acronym. That's what it was.
Yeah, you put it in food to make it taste better.
Actually, finally put.
Finally, put something on, have you?
Well, somebody woke me up at 4:30 in the morning.
I'm sorry. It's only MSG in my cough.
Oh, forget it. I have a question.
Shoot.
What's with the soup? It looks like have it could come alive and run away at any moment. How old is it?
What's what soup?
Or that soup?
Oh, that soup. Why do you even make that?
When did
I
you
was supposed to
when
say
did
this
you
at the
even
same
make
time.
that? Huh?
Huh? Oh no.
Now I have to question the author once again. Are you sure you should wasn't like a comedy that you mistakenly put in
So
the slice of life?
I don't
so
know. Slice of
soup,
life and comedy are kind of like adjacent.
same thing. Yeah.
Yes.
Overlapping.
So soup. Yes. Soup.
And you didn't make it?
I thought you had.
It's purple and goopy?
That is why I thought you made it.
Oh, fuck off.
Gun.
Gun.
Oh, hey, Mars, new colors? Does Ruby know you're at my place? Like that. Yeah. I better see my stuff on this very counter. Ruby will be hearing about this. Oh, and Marge, that does include my
Gun.
flack.
Gun.
Gun.
I think something teleported into the soup.
I think I think we already know enough about this to give our opinions.
You're boarding.
Well, no,
You're boarding.
no, what do you guys think? Do you guys want to read one more or
One
stop
more.
here?
We can do one more. We can do one
Yeah,
more.
they're short, so.
This is a bonus comic?
Oh, I think this is you again.
Oh, yeah. If that bastard takes out my remaining eye, I'll amputate a fucking pseudopod.
Kennedy?
And then I'll slowly roast the rest of the fucking colony until it's nothing but ashes.
Kennedy, wait.
And then I'll regrow the colony from the pseudopod and
That's not
piping hot coffee.
sugar.
Also, that hurt.
hurt. Wow. I think we're gonna do one more after this. And then
I'm
we'll
getting like early Mega Tokyo vibes.
most of these aren't in English, are they? Beep, click,
Beep,
squeal.
click. Rise.
Almost had a peaceful morning. Almost. You know, you can yell. You can't. You know, you can yell. You seem to enjoy that.
Here's the thing. I can't. Got a bit of a sore throat from last from last night. If I can feel that, my whole larynx must be shot to hell. So speaking of that, care to explain what the actual fuck happened last night, Rays?
Well, to start, you were
Tired and
tired,
tipsy.
quite drunk. So drunk, in fact, that you almost ripped the doorbell out of the wall just by leaning on it too hard. Practically an enviable feat, considering it's almost completely flat. It was hanging on for dear life. I've been meaning it to complain about it for I've been meaning to complain about it for ages. I'm sure I think this is him, yeah. I've been meaning to complain about it for ages. I'm sure it was, and then
I asked you to open the door.
you screamed obscenities at me for locking the door. Something that was your doing, hence the sore throat. And after that,
You called someone to kick me out.
Evan and Reen from the apartment next door were so upset by this mess that they escorted, kind of dragged, to be fair, you out. Sure this guy lives here? Well, do you mean
Yeah, heard the name's hardly.
Wait, the headache's not a hangover?
don't tell me you got a don't tell me you've got a concussion now. All right.
I suspect the sore throat is not from the coffee now.
Yeah, I suspect the sore throat is not from the coffee, it's from something else. Oh, he said it was from the screaming. All right, I think we are done here. We got a good
Alright.
idea of how this is episodic comic, so we got a good idea
Yeah.
of what it's about. So let's begin talking about story beats and story wise. What do you guys think?
I think it's funny.
Um, it's kind of quirky roommate drama in some type of sci-fi setting, but I feel like this is probably, well, like we said at the beginning, like maybe accessory to someone's like D&D campaign or something like that. So like there's obviously a lot of context that we just don't have, and so all we really know about it is the characters and the silly interactions that they have with each other, but uh, there's not really much to get invested in other than that, and so it seems like one of those like almost like in jokes with friends where if you don't get the joke, like if you don't know what it's referring to, then it's kind of a little harder to get.
I think there's some very strong early 2000s webcomic vibes here of like two gamers on a couch, like Control Delete, Tokyo, stuff like that, where it's like you have your two main characters and they're bickering and there's like quite a lot of humor from that because a lot of people can imagine that situation. I think for me it is funny, but it's not really the kind of genre I'd go for. If it was like Archer, where there was some other shenanigans happening as well at the same time, where this bickering becomes a source of conflict and tension that affects like the main plot, then I think like that would be interesting and good for at least like a more aligned with my preferences. Right now, it's like if it's just like a two dudes on a couch gaming webcomic, then I mean it's like what I've enjoyed what I've read, but I've kind of have other things I would want to read.
Yeah, I would say that the story did present itself as what it was, which is an episodic story. So I did
Mhm.
enjoy that aspects of it. It is a simple story, like story wise, it's a simple premise, being two guys that live in the flat and they have to get along. So I think for what it was, it introduced the story beats very well, even if there was supposed to be like some other like premise that we don't know about because maybe this was like an adaptation of some tabletop game. I don't think the additional information was needed for the story that the author wanted to tell. So good job for them for that. And episodic stories are nice, like little I'd say like little distractions for from everyday life. Like you don't
If
need
you
to.
like sit, yeah,
Yeah, what I was gonna say is that you don't need to follow it religiously, and you can just like chump them down, like read them like all at once, if you have the time.
yeah.
Yeah.
That was basically like the whole appeal, I think, of like the original like wave of big web comics, like back then. That's basically that. It's like you have your episodic story. You can read like a random web comic like out of context. Penny Arcade as another example, and it doesn't like it doesn't really matter too much because you're just enjoying the interactions, and there's like no long running plot that you necessarily need to be constantly following and up to date on. If you like sitcoms like Friends, Two and a Half Men, that seems like the kind of thing that it's trying to like emulate.
Yeah, I do agree, and I think that's the appeal of of these kind of stories, that you can just get them from like the middle of the story without getting like any of the previous context, and everything will still make sense.
Gogo Saturo asks, check out that one called Actor X Robber. Well, you should post it to the Reddit or Jade's Instagram, and maybe we will on a following session of the podcast.
I think they actually did submit Actor X Robber. So we'll see if
Uh,
you get it because we've done all the comics that we chose to do it. But now we're going to go to the wheel of comics,
Oh
which
boy.
we're gonna pick one at random now.
which we'll pick one at random. Let me just turn it on
As a
over here.
As an aside, not to call you out, Gogo Saturo, but I just want to point out that the two sound is not actually in Japanese. It's tsu. So it would be Satsuro or something along those lines, or Chu, because there isn't really two sound,
All right,
just in case you
so
didn't know.
wheel of names, spin, spin, spin. What comic will we have will win?
Oh, you're not streaming the roll?
Oh, I'm not. Damn it! Wait,
No.
no, that doesn't
Bet it
count.
all on red. No, it's
Oh wait,
there.
wait, wait, wait. We see it now. The resolution's not too good though. My cat cinnamon, nope. Ridden as a gun, nope. Haperm, nope. One Infinity, nope. Nope. Dungeon something, nope. In your, nope. Grudge, nope. No strings attached, nope. The Jackal, nope.
What are you
The
doing?
I'm
I'm like
confused.
I'm trying. Oh, you're spitting it again.
I'm not.
I was trying to guess which one's what to land on, but it keeps going. Oh, there we go.
It landed on
Kenny
Kenny the Curse.
Kenny the Curse.
All right, Kenny the Curse. And now we'll see which of us is going to be the pro tag of Kenny the Curse. Hopefully, it won't be me this time again, because I've been getting these in the last few. Let me go
Allow me to
here.
take a screenshot here because some of these look kind of cool.
I mean, all of these comics, I sent you like the visual list. It's like,
I think these aren't necessarily on like the thing.
no, all of these are the same ones that are in the list that I sent you.
Did you?
Yeah.
I don't.
You just put sleep, and we'll see which of us three will be the main character.
I don't see surviving the game as barbarian on the list you sent me.
It's probably in there, but like it's off. It's not in order. All right,
If it's
sleep.
a not,
Sleep.
All right.
You'll be the pro tag here. Kenny the Curse. Which comic is that?
I think it's the one with the scythe there. Yeah.
that one.
Yeah, this one.
What is the difference between originals and canvas on Webtoon? Like, what's that?
So originals are contracted. They get paid per episode.
Okay, and canvas is like user submitted.
Yeah.
You can just upload on Canvas. Yeah.
All right. Sleep. Read,
Real
read
scary.
away. Doing magic. Doing magic here. All right. Sleep. All right. Read us our intro here while I get
We're still on.
the other one in the right place. There we go. Wait.
Okay.
Wait. Wait a minute. Is it this one that's not? Okay. This one? Yeah, there we go. Now we got it. We're here. Go ahead.
Okay. Yeah. Kenny the Curse. The world is in shambles after a huge war of magic and arms between demons and humans, leaving the remaining inhabitants to pick up the pieces. Kenny, a relic hunter, is one of the many that go out into the wastelands to retrieve magical artifacts to help bring life back to the world. Kenny soon realizes that there is more to the wastelands than just dusty old relics of the past. What he discovers will change his life and the lives of others forever.
You know, I gotta say, Sleep, anything that you read sounds epic. Just can you
Yeah,
say
that one's
the
written like a movie trailer.
yeah? I'll say the line in a world.
In a world,
Yeah.
in a world where Kenny is a curse, I got nothing.
I mean,
Why is he a curse?
you at least have the heart. You have the voice for it.
Why is he a curse?
I guess we're gonna find
We're
out.
gonna find out.
The aftermath of the war between demons and humans.
Oh my god, look at that demon's
Fuck yeah.
face. It's demons and samurais.
Left the world on the brink of shattering.
Like the Elden Ring.
One of the last bastions of humanity. Korath's stand. It would not shatter. It would not fall. Humanity will endure.
And we just go from one infodom to the other.
Yeah, one step at a time.
At least it's more epic.
Relic hunters. Brave adventurers who traverse the wastelands in search of magical artifacts to return the world to what it once was.
Okay, okay.
Those that choose this path see what humanity has lost. Or at times, the ruins they delve
Curious.
have hidden threats.
The
All
eye.
right.
Snarl.
They have not seen everything yet.
A dragon here?
Will you be this guy's sleep?
Don't worry, I got this. Back, beast.
Ow. Crash.
Crash. Snort.
Far. Watch out, Stern.
Fringe.
Cran, buy me time.
You got it.
Swipe.
Do your thing, Stern.
Ah. Bam.
Boom.
Crash.
Remember me? Cough. I hope that was enough.
Not nearly.
All right, you overgrown wizard. Time to cut you down to size. Oh yeah. Ooh. Ooh.
Chomp.
Trump.
Oof.
Huh.
Bam.
Bap.
Trip.
Trip. Oof. Wham.
Uh-huh.
Light storm.
Hum.
Mm.
Zap. Zap. Pow. Pow.
Ow.
Zap. Zap. Pow.
Zap, zap.
Forget me?
You did great, Cran.
Did it work?
Whoosh.
I'm having second thoughts.
Roar.
Can't move.
Thump. 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 Thump.
Look at this.
Grumble. Whoosh.
Russell, Russell.
Have you have you seen this thing around here? Hmm?
Hmm?
If this is the main character, maybe we should be Sleep Aid who says it.
Oh yeah,
I'm already playing the one guy. So.
this may be the main character, yeah. We'll switch.
Okay.
Hmm.
He just hands it over.
Yeah.
What
Thanks.
failure of a dragon are you?
I think it's funny that his book bag looks like a turtle shell.
It does look like a turtle.
Well, these other guys, they didn't try asking nicely, so.
Yeah.
Bye now.
Wait. Damn it, wait. How did you know that would work?
I don't know. I just figured no one had tried talking to a dragon before.
Hey, wait a second. You can't just.
Leave him. Don't you know who that is? We're better off heading back on our own.
Oh, him. It's
It's
Kenny the Curse.
Kenny the Curse. Kenny the Curse.
just
Curse
imagining the
Kenny.
invisible logo like created by Garin.
Created by Garin. Opening lines, Gerald.
Thank you for reading. Twitter, curse the Ken.
Uh,
Curse the Ken.
Curse the Ken.
All right, continuing on.
Dun dun dun.
Da 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 da. Walking, 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 walking. Oh, hello, Kenny.
Hey, Stuart, I've got something.
Oh, it already looks promising. Let's see. Whoa, strong relic indeed. All right now. All right now for the usual question. As you know, relic hunters are limited to one piece of magical equipment. Did you acquire any more?
Nope, just the backpack.
Okay. Was there anything unusual about this site? Hmm.
Nothing really.
Excellent. Now, I know the answer to this one, but you weren't part of a team, were you?
Well, there were two others there, Cran and Stern. I wasn't partied with them, but I think they deserve credit.
Oh, would you like to split the reward?
Yeah, 3 ways is fine with me.
Wonderful. Anything else you want to report?
Nope.
Alrighty then, I'll be back with your reward. I think it's funny that his scythe looks like it's a toy.
That dude is way too nice. He's like, oh, whatever. I did all the work, but sure, let's split 3 ways.
Slam. Good work out there. Don't spend it all in one place. Ding 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 ding.
Kenny, what on me?
Just a beer.
This looks like a kid. He's drinking beer. Yo, Kenny, over here.
A pitcher and 2 mugs.
Ha ha ha! Come and grow it up.
Whoa, so thoughtful.
Skipping work again, Mac?
Me? Yeah, don't tell anyone. Look, 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 look. I really needed that. So, how was your day?
It was pretty easy today.
Relic hunting. That seems exciting, dangerous, but fun. Better than what I have to do.
You can always change, you know.
Yeah, I don't think I'm cut out for that kind of work though. I don't think I like work very much. I wish I could just do nothing.
You are doing nothing.
Hey, I thought you weren't gonna tell.
The curse and the poop smith. That table's probably cursed too.
Those fuckers.
It's fine. Just leave them.
Urgh. Blah, 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 blah.
To be continued.
Alrighty then. Last one, and then we'll give our our thoughts and opinions.
Crack.
Crack.
Do you do cocaine?
Thud. 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 Is there somebody in here? I hope there's some humans here to eat. Oh. Roar! I guess there aren't any. I'll go away now. Thud, 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 thud. Shh. Crack.
Crack.
Crap.
I thought it was like blood coming out of the bread.
Oh yeah, it does
I
kind of
think
look
it's
like that because they wrote crack in red.
I think it's like Kenny's parents. And this is
What if
young
the
Kenny,
bread was
maybe?
alive and they're just killing it? It's like, oh god, no!
Oh no! Don't eat me! I'm too scrumptious.
I had
to die.
hopes, I had dreams.
I wanted to become a baguette.
Whisper, whisper. Hmm? Smile. Sadness. Walking and talking.
They got good
Bartering.
silent storytelling.
Yeah, bartering. It's like all I have are these 2 stones and this coin here. Sorry.
Little Lego
Not
bricks.
enough.
Like sorry.
Bump.
We don't change. We don't do yeah, don't have a stone economy here. Ah. Hmm?
Oh, they're gonna sell the kid.
Yeah.
Come on,
Phew.
son. You've got a whole room just for you.
What about you and Lisa?
Oh, don't worry. We also got our own rooms. Just enjoy this for the night, okay,
Whoa.
buddy?
Okay, Dad. Ha ha ha.
And
Ha ha ha.
thus he went to get milk and never came back.
And then they never returned.
Hey, little man, what you got going on?
I'm waiting for my dad.
Oh, right. He left already, kid.
Huh?
Yeah, sorry. They just, you know.
Creak.
No. No, 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 no. Dad, no. Wah.
Kid, they sold you to us, so you're gonna work here. I know it sucks, but we'll take good care of you. Don't worry.
Oh, that's so sad.
Kenny, can you get that table next? It's looking busy today.
Come on, kid. It wasn't that bad. Okay, how about this? Next time, Will.
Fucking Coleman bastards thinking they're better than us.
Having a bit of fun, eh? Hey, fellas. Hey, fella. Care to join us?
Oh,
It'll
taking
be on
pity
me.
on us Westlanders.
No, not at all. I was just wanting to share the joy.
Masaru.
Joy, is it? Well, hopping with fun for the scraps out here while you fuckers living in luxury.
Are we living in luxury?
Slam!
Whoa, you're strong. Hey, I know. Why don't you join us in the Kenrith stand? What? Looks like it did now, Masaru. Rasp.
Cling.
Cling, cling. Is that a no? Whoosh. Grab. Flame.
Judo flip.
Smash.
Sort this out, you grunts.
Rabble, rabble, rabble.
rabble.
Clunk.
Flop, stomp, flock.
The Masaru.
Come on, Penelope. This is fun.
Penny's upset. Pop.
I didn't think that would happen again.
You
think this was you, Beaver.
Well, at least I got something out of it this time.
I got a few trinkets myself. Say, Master brought his own souvenir.
Oh no, they kidnapped, literally.
Hmm? Hey, kiddo. What's your name?
Kenny?
Hmm, we can't quite go back now, can we?
Chester? Vanguard?
It's Mercer's mess. I'll leave it to him.
Sir, let's help out this pint-sized kid.
Well, Kenny, looks like you have some new options. We can take you to the next outpost, or you can live with us at the commune.
The commune? Is that the place with lots of food and warm beds?
That's right, kiddo. As long as you work to make the world a better place.
Yeah. If it's okay with you guys, I'll go to the commune with you.
Damn right, it is okay with us. The wonderful lady behind us is Penelope. She's really smart. And she yells at me a lot.
What a horrible introduction. Hi, Kenny. It's nice to meet you.
The guy who's always snickering in Chester. Call him Chester Jester. You're the you and your dumb names. Hey, the old fart here is a dwarf. You don't see many of them anymore. His name is Vanguard.
You're so bad at this. Hello, little Kenny. We'll whoop you into shape. Don't you worry.
And I'm Masaru. We're we're relic hunters of Conrad stand. The commune that the commune that stood against the cataclysmic war. Together we worked towards making the world an even better place for everyone. And now you're one of us, Kenny, a companion of the Conrad stand. Oh, they also call me the King of the Ruins.
Literally, no one calls you that.
Surely the name has spread.
Uh-huh.
Oh, not you too, Kenny. Alrighty
To be
then.
continued.
It's a good introduction to the story.
Yeah.
And now we will go to thoughts and opinions, beginning with the story. I'll start with this opinions this time. I think the story is fine.
It's alright.
As I've said it before, I'm not a big fan of the info dumps and the lore dumps in the beginning of the story. I think
I think it was definitely fun there. Because you gotta, like, because you're not like, really explaining what this world is about naturally in regular dialogue when it's like this post-apocalyptic thing.
in this one, I can see why it's necessary to explain it. At least it was a very short info dump. But I still
Yeah.
think they could have, I prefer stories that show all this happening. Where at least like have like the previous story that there was an interesting way that it introduced it to us in the very least. It wasn't just a straight up info dump. But the story is fine. I, it still feels like this is an episodic story because I don't really see a story
Uh,
hook anywhere. Maybe
I
like the guy
just
was cursed somehow.
just just going by the thumbnails here, I assume like this person, when the story catches back up in the present, probably meets a party member and they do things.
Yeah, I'm thinking that this person, their party members somehow disappear or get injured, and he's like the last one, and that's why he got the curse name. That's what I'm
Yeah.
guessing.
Maybe.
Armor looks like the Red Samurai guy's armor, so like maybe
Yeah,
they all died after he joined them or whatever.
Yeah, that's probably it. Yeah.
that could be,
I
but
think though it does kind of go into backstory a little too quickly because we don't really know where the present story is at. So like it starts with a little bit of exposition, just explaining the setting, which I didn't think was too bad. It was pretty quick, but usually the way that first episode was set up, usually that would be like kind of your hero entrance moment, but they subverted it by having him just ask the dragon for the cup. So
That's great.
we're
I
kind
thought
of
I
cutting
thought that
to
was
like,
neat. I also
but
thought,
yeah, we kind of go to like the regular life stuff where he's just talking to someone at a bar, and then we look at his backstory, and we haven't seen him in action yet. And so, for a fantasy series like this, like we kind of had our big climactic opening, but we still haven't really seen our main character do anything, and so it's a little harder to be excited about how he became the man that he is today because we don't know much about what he's doing today. It would be cooler if we got the hero moment.
yeah,
Yeah,
that
they're front loading a lot of his character backstory here, where it's like where it seems to me it would also make sense if it was like they had it in mystery for like most of the story and then explain it more towards like later on in the story, but then it's like that also kind of takes away from the mystery. So I kind of see where it's like damned if you do, damned if you don't kind of thing, where it's like they feel like it's very narratively important for the pathos to understand why this character is alone, maybe feels alone, or feels a bit isolated from other humans because it's like, well, a couple people are friendly, doesn't have friends because if our interpretation is correct here, that it's because everyone around him died and everyone thinks he's cursed, such that everyone around him is doomed to die if they hang out with him for too long. Then I don't know. It's like there's a pretty good argument for why they want to explain that, but I don't know. So we'll just I guess like as readers read more and see as to whether if this decision works out.
yeah, I think what was missing from these first three chapters was a call to action to the hero, like some plot hook of like a MacGuffin that he wants to get for like reasons unknown, or someone that wants him to do like one final job. But there was just that missing in this introduction to of the story. Like they think they, I agree with Sleep Aid that they got into the the flashback a little bit too early. They could have, shown like the interesting MacGuffin or the interesting plot hook that the main character is going to follow up on before they got into the background story, the flashback.
Yeah, because
It
like everything in the first two episodes is basically just like his daily life. So
Yeah, I think
feels like it's maybe a little soon.
so. Maybe like they would like show like the purpose of the story in the next few chapters or so, because this is a very long series. But I think that was just missing in the beginning of the story here, because we still don't know why. Like, what's the interesting plot hook for this story? We don't know. We just know that there's a guy that is cursed, and he hunts for relics, and there's magic in the world. And there was a cataclysm in the past that did all this magic stuff.
Yeah. I think it's like I would there are definitely nuggets of things that are interesting. The art is a little rough. It's serviceable, but it's a little rough. And I'd probably need to read a bit more to see if it's like it is like like is it interesting and cool and fun such that it like overcomes that roughness for me. Like if you're reading like Mob Psycho 100 like in the original form or like One Punch Man in its original form where it's like, oh, this story is actually really good in spite of this art.
Yeah, yeah, I see that. I can see that being as case.
And I don't know, the blonde girl there that seems to show up later does seem like has a kind of cute design, which
Mm-hmm.
I'd be excited for.
All right, so that's our opinions on the story. Sleepy, do you have any more thoughts, or as we were talking here the
um,
most?
no, not much. There's not really much more to say about it, just because we haven't seen much happen yet. So I would have to read more of it, really.
Yeah, that is true. Yeah, like I said, nothing much happened. like story driven wise. We can have to read a little bit more to give a judgment on that. Now,
We are
art,
go
go
we
ahead.
are going by our gut first impressions.
Yep. Now, art style wise, what I can say is that the artist here has been, isn't it? You can see that it's a one of those like first comics kind of style. The initial comic here, and
I
you know,
I think they have a pretty strong sense of composition, but there's definitely things that are a little rough. Like I think they have some establishing shots where it's like this is meant to be something that's kind of impressive in universe, but I'm like, ooh, that seems like somewhere in the boonies. So I don't know if it's like deliberate and it's like kind of inverting the expectation or not. It's
yeah,
kind of hard to tell in some cases, but in other cases it's like the way the characters are leaning and talking to each other and they're posing, it's pretty dynamic. I think like that is generally like working pretty well.
yeah, I have to agree with you that the author or the artist definitely has vision, but he's still a initial. He's still like beginning his artist journey. Cause and
Yeah,
also there's also you can't really judge these kind of comics a lot very well because like it's a long it's this is not like a 3 page comic. They have done a lot of pages afterwards, so we can't really say like stuff that can for him to improve without reading like this most current um web pages. Because from like
uh,
the I'm like just looking at the latest one, and it does seem to have
yeah.
gotten a little bit better. Like you can see that he got a little bit more perspective correctly. It was like bunch of like very interesting dynamic shots that were done. I
Definitely seems like they're improving, and they also seem like a way better furry artist than as a human artist.
yeah, it could be. I would say looking at the last comic in this series is that they should study a little bit of how to do comic movement and how to do dynamic lines in the comic because it really helps sell the movement and the action better if you like know how to draw movement and draw like do like the whole comic shtick of how to display movement with the shadowing and the movement lines and whatnot.
I also
But
think like the character designs are also pretty strong. Like Wizard Girl here that kind of looks like what's her face from Freeman. Is like that's pretty strong. Like that big the
oh,
big oversized jacket collar.
I was actually thinking that this
Burn.
person right here reminds me of what's the name of that angel anime that there's the two angels. I think it's
Uh
panty stockings. This reminds me of stockings, like the deadpan face.
I guess
A
I can
little
see
bit,
that.
yeah.
But as you can see, like his style is actually more apparent
Yeah.
here than it was before.
Yeah, that's pretty good. Also, like Blonde Girl's design is also pretty good. I like the dress and the little like wool jacket thing.
See, look here they know how to do like different posing. You're doing like
Yeah.
like the slunch. Even like this is actually a very hard pose to like pull off, and they did it pretty well here. So you can
It's
see
still
that
like
they
a
learn.
Yeah, it's still like a little rough, but it's like they're clearly getting better, and
Yeah.
it's like it has charm. And also in the very beginning, there was charm, like the Poop Sniff character. That's like, oh, this is kind of what looks like a newspaper comic in a way. It's like there is stuff that is charming about it, even if it's rough.
Yep. There is. And now before we go into our final recommendation, let me read the chat here real quick. So Gogo, welcome to the stream. Oh yeah, people. Also, before I forget again, remember to like and like the video, people. Help us get into the algorithm. It's really hard out here for us small creators. All right, and let's see. Grill, this comic really knows how to make interesting shots. Yep, like we said, perspective anatomy. It's not the best, but the idea is there. Submitted. stuff on Reddit, and I have a chance of getting it. I do have a chance to get. Yeah, if you submitted your stuff on Reddit, you do have a chance of getting it shown. We did. We do have the list that we. It is on our list, so even if we don't cover it here, we still gonna can cover it later. And on the Twitch side, they want me to start doing a petition and live request. All right, we'll start a petition over on the on what's damn it on Twitter. Twitter past current name X. If you people vote for it, maybe we'll start doing a live reading with live requests. But that's a thing for later. So keep a lookout for that. And all right, now final recommendations. What do you guys think? Would you continue reading the story? Would you recommend it for other readers?
Yeah, I
What?
think so. If there's some Freeman adventure vibes here, where it's kind of a slow burn thing of people finding family while adventuring, I think that could be interesting here. Getting
I
this little preview of how it maybe ends up later is definitely giving me more of an interest.
I would say I am intrigued to see where this story goes, but I would want to see what the hook for it is before I recommend it to other people. Because I said there wasn't a lot of story hooks in here yet, but the premise of it seems interesting, and the author slash artist seems to be really into it. His heart is in it, so I'm willing to give it a chance.
Yeah, that's basically where I'm at as well. Where with the first 3 episodes that we read, I feel like I haven't seen enough of what it's actually about yet to really determine if I would recommend it or how much of it I would read if it were like really long. Just looking at the thumbnails of it, I would definitely read a few more episodes and see if it was enough to hook me and kind of keep going with it. But um,
I
yeah,
think
I think things decent so far.
I think I have a pretty good idea of what it is, especially from like looking at that last chapter there briefly, where it's kind of like like Tower of God or Freeman, where it's like you have these group of mismatched latchkey individuals who are unlikely in normal circumstances to be together, but the plot puts them together, and they have misunderstandings and conflicts that they resolve over the course of the weekly plot, and they have adventures together where they potentially face death and overcome that, and they grow together and they deepen their bonds and become really good, like be better friends. I think it's like that kind of story. I think is probably where it's going. That is my guess.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
one concern I would raise is just that, I mean, it looks like this has been going for almost 2 years.
Yep.
It started in 2023, and so there's only 12 episodes so far. So I, with the way, again, with the intro, the first couple episodes, I don't know if this would get me invested enough to wait that long for new episodes to come out. I feel like I would probably read through this in like an hour or so, and then maybe forget about it after. So it doesn't seem like there's like a regular schedule to it. It kind of just releases when it's done.
I kind of assume that with webtoons, it's like you have your subscriptions and you're basically looking at your subscriptions for updates, and you just from like week to week, whenever you check your webtoons, that's when you like get updated on all the updates. You're not
Yeah,
like
the trouble with Webtoon is there's actually a limit to how many series you can follow at one time.
really. I've not reached it yet.
Yeah, it's 200, I believe. That's what it used to
Oh.
be, anyways. I'm not sure if it has changed, maybe, but yeah. So at a certain point, like if you follow a lot of series, it will either stop working or like they'll start to fall off the other end. And so
Mm.
yeah, it's got to kind of earn its place in there. I feel like a stronger opening would probably help.
I do agree with you, and I think that Webtoons has up their subscription limit, but the app still is like weird because most people read these things not in the website but in the app.
Yeah.
And then the website they don't really show you like, oh, these are the comics that you're following to have updated. They just show you all the list of all the comics that you have, and then by chance you pass by it and it says updated on it, and that's how you know. And on the app, it's touch and go. Sometimes it updates you, sometimes it doesn't. At least that's my case. The comics that I've subscribed to through the website, they don't update on the app for me. They don't tell me like, oh, this comic that you followed has updated, and vice versa for some reason. I think if the hook was a little bit better, you could get a lot more people in there, like following like religiously. But I am willing
Yeah.
to give it a chance, read a little bit more. So that was Kenny the Curse. If you guys enjoyed it and want to give it a chance, maybe read a little bit more, go follow it up on Webtoons. Give the guy some
Oh,
subs. Did you want to say anything, Beaver?
no, I was just agreeing. I guess the one thing is like, insofar as I'm getting some minor Tower of God vibes, it would be great if it's kind of like fulfills that potential. Because I was watching the anime and I'm like, I have no idea what's going on anymore in season 2 of Tower of God. And I'm like, why was I watching this? Doesn't feel at all like how it was before. And so let's see if it succeeds where Tower of God kind of left me behind. And with that, I think I need to go feed my cat. So I
All
wish
right.
all of you a good night.
All right, and we're pretty much done
All
here.
right.
All right, now for the last thing, Emmy, since you don't have you only have an Instagram, I'll put the petition on the Instagram as well. So I do know you can like put petition to the stories. I'll figure it out. I haven't done it before, but I'll figure it out just for you, man. And with that, we end our episode of the Peanut Gallery. Hope everyone had fun listening to our opinions and our funny voices. So
Night night.
be so stay tuned. Next week at the same time, we'll be here again with new people or maybe some people that you've seen before, and we'll be reading comics once again. So good night, everyone. Thanks for joining us.
Yeah. Good
Goodbye.
night. It's been fun.
Been fun, people.
Au
Good.
revoir.
Au revoir. Goodbye. And good
All
night.
right.
See you next time.
I'll see you next time.